Hello students, hello. I know this is something new and the setup is something really new. It's not the blackboard that we always have. We have, I've just tried something new. I hope you all like it. Students, so today we'll not be learning something new. Students, today will be just revising. So we have gone through so many lessons, and I have just found out from our book like this that there might be few things that you guys need to understand in a better way. Okay, so I'll try to explain you. So as you can see on my screen, students, okay, so you can see five sensory organs: sight, hear, just a minute, sight, hear, taste, smell and feel. So you can understand that this is our sensory organs, and this is something related to imagery, right students? So we had already learned in chapter 1 and many other chapters that authors and poets use imagery to create an imagination in the mind of the reader, so that whenever they read they understand, so that whenever they read they get that picture in front of their eyes and they understand or connect with the literary work that they have written. So you can see, so any word that they use that is related to sight or hearing, auditory, taste, smell, feel, anything. So we'll move on to the next. Yes, so you see in this figure, or in this picture, you see a person's head, and you can imagine it in such a way that this person is reading something and a picture is being created in the mind of this person. So you can understand this picture in that way. So you can see how he is imagining things and then how he is processing it. Okay, so this is one way of understanding. Next, students, just okay. So next picture I have here. So these are the five senses: sight, hearing, taste, touch and smell. So you can see, sight is that we see, hearing is auditory imagery, so sight is visual imagery, hearing is auditory imagery, taste is not an imagery that we have right now in a book, but that is also a type of imagery. Touch is tactile imagery, and then we have the imagery of smell. Okay students, yes. Then we have onomatopoeia. Yes. So, students, onomatopoeia, I hope imagery is clear to y'all, students. I'll just go further and then I'll check. Just a minute, students. Yes. So, I'm so sorry. I'll just check whether I have other slides of imagery. Yes. So, here you have sight, smell, taste, touch, sound. So, sound is auditory, touch is tactile, taste is taste, smell is something related to smelling, olfactory that we say, and sight is visual imagery. Okay students, so olfactory and all these things all don't have, you'll just have the four basic imagery. So I want you all to know or understand that in detail, right? Okay, now we'll go further. So this is what is imagery. So you can see on the screen, so imagery is the author's use of language that appeals to the five senses in order to help the reader imagine, act exactly what is being described. So this is the exact thing that is written, that I have been explaining you for so many days, from past so many days, right? So we have a sight, smell, taste and touch. Okay students, good. So yes, so now we have some, just a minute. Yes, so students, we have this. So if you go on lesson number 2, the cherry tree, that is written by Ruskin Bond. So on page number, I'll just tell you the page number also. Yes, page number 23. I'm having the book with me, I'll just show you. Okay, this is page number 23, students, and you can see over here that what is given, write the process of planting a tree. So here you can see, students, there is a beautiful picture wherein with images and with this, what we say, with parts and with little steps, they have given how to plant a tree. So there are options. It's very it's written in some other language, but the image was very good. Image spoke 1,000 words, so I thought that why shouldn't I show this image. So I think y'all students are in grade 7th now, so I think y'all should understand to write. So with this help, with the help of this image, I want y'all to write the process of planting a tree. And hints, students, if you observe in your book, hints are also given, students. See, if you observe in your book, hints are given. Choose a plant that you would like to plant. How would you plant it? Would you plant it in your garden? Would you plant it in your pot? Which seed would it be? A must would it be fenugreek seeds or mustard seeds? It's your choice, students. What precautions will you take? Like, what precautions? Suppose it's raining very heavily. Suppose the sun is really scorching. It's scorching heat. What will you do that time? So what precautions you will take that time, right? And how will you nurture it? So students, nurture means to take care and to make it grow, help it in growing. That is the meaning of nurture. So how will you nurture it? I think you all are in grade 7, and by now in science you'll learn all these things, plantation and everything. So I want you to use little of your scientific knowledge also. It can be as creative as possible. So it all depends on you people, right? So okay, so what they have given, that now write the process, but remember to revise the draft. Draft, what is draft, students? Draft means anything, the piece, a rough piece that you have written, you have to revise it. If you find any mistake in that, you have to rectify it, you have to correct it. You can take the help of your teacher, that is me. You can email me, right? Or if you want just an instant check, you can take the help of your parents, or you yourself also can check it and rectify it. Okay, and then finally you will write. So you'll rectify in the draft. You'll first see the process. You'll choose what is your favorite seed, what is your favorite place to plant, how will you plant it, how will you take care. All these things you'll first process in your mind and make a rough draft. Draft means a rough copy, and then you'll rectify it, check it, and then further you will write it in your fair, like in a fair, not a fair book, but a proper place. It can be a word file also, no problem, right? Okay, so this is clear. So in the picture, I'll explain you, students. So first he has this, then he is sowing the seed. Then you see he's watering the plants regularly. Then you see sunlight, good amount of sunlight. A proper proportion of sunlight and water will help the plant grow. And make sure, students, that you don't water your plant excessively, because if you water your plant excessively, it might rot. Okay, and you can also prepare manure, all the leftovers, students, in our kitchen. So in our kitchen itself, we have food for the plants, right? So if you go in your kitchen, so you have these eggshells, okay, we throw them off. Then we have these onion peels and the vegetable peels, all these things. What you have to do, you take a pot, right, a small pot. In that you put all these things and little soil, right, and let it rot, not rot, but let it mix together. And then that becomes your manure. And what you're going to mix, all these things that are remaining, like eggshells and onion peels, vegetable peels, fruit peels, banana peels, anything that is, all this has nutrients, which is very very essential for the plants. Okay, yes, so we'll move further. Okay, just going further, I'd like to tell you again we have imagery, students. So imagery I've already explained you. Just once again we'll go, because in chapter 3, if you see, students, the people upstairs, you have imagery. So again, okay, so we'll just take random examples, random lines from the, what we say, the poem, and then I will ask you which type of imagery is that. Okay, so the name of the poem is The People Upstairs, and it is the third poem. So you can see the book over here, it's the third one, right? And students, so the people upstairs practice ballet. So what do you think? I'm just giving you a few seconds to imagine or to recall what kind of imagery is this. So if I'm not wrong, it is kinesthetic imagery. Yes, kinesthetic imagery is an imagery that has something related to movement. Students, if you, I'll just keep my phone like this. If I'll show you a picture, wait, just a minute, I'll be back. See, this way, if you have this book, see, if you see, so here you have the kinesthetic imagery, students. Okay, so you can see over here, kinesthetic imagery is over here. Okay, so this is related to movement. Okay, students, kinesthetic imagery is related to movement. Okay, so if I say the girls are practicing ballet, it means that it is movement. Okay, it's something related to movement. Okay, practicing something is a movement, and then that becomes your kinesthetic imagery, right, students? Okay, so next we'll have students, next we have the lesson number 4, that is luncheon. So what have we studied in luncheon, students? I'll just just give me a few seconds. Yes, students, just tell me what we had learnt in luncheon. I know it's been a long time since y'all have studied this lesson, so I want you to tell me. Just I'm giving you few seconds to, what we say, to revise, not revise but to recall. Okay, tell me, what is luncheon? What had we studied? Who were the characters? Who was the writer of luncheon? Tell me that. Okay, I think y'all have forgotten everything that was taught to y'all. Y'all are in the mood of vacation till now. Okay, I think yes. Is it clear, students? I hope it's clear. Just a minute. Just a minute, okay? Yes, okay. So, students, tell me, what is luncheon? What we had studied in luncheon? I know y'all are saying I can't hear you, but I know y'all have forgotten it. Yes. I know it very well that you'll have forgotten everything. Huh? Yes. So luncheon was a lesson in which there was a writer, and then he meets this a fan of his, and then she eats a lot. Yeah. And then when he again coincidentally meets her in their theater 20 years back, he sees that she is very, very fat, very healthy. Not healthy is a different word, but she is very, very fat. Okay, so this is the thing. So author grows a little vindictive about it. What is the meaning of vindictive, students? I'd also explained you the meaning of vindictive. Huh? Vindictive means person who likes to take revenge is called as vindictive. Revenge matlab badla, badla lena, yes, बोलते हैं ना, बदला लूंगा इससे, इसने मेरे साथ ऐसा किया. So that is badla. So here the author grows a little vindictive, trying to take revenge, because He had a few pennies in his pocket when he was a struggler in Paris, right? And this lady, she wanted to go to this luxurious restaurant, which was the Foyot's. And yeah, I know you are recalling it right now, but when I asked you, I think you all were blank, right? And then you see that this lady was like, she was ordering and she wanted the the richest of food, the rich royal food, like the caviar, then the apricots. And she just kept on ordering the food without realizing that might be the author is penniless, okay, or he is low on his budget. So this was the problem with this lady. And he really, this thing really struck him, and he remembered this till his whole life. And then when he re-met this woman after 20 years, coincidentally in a theater, he saw this lady in being very fat, and he felt a bit happy. That day the torture that he had suffered of this lady was over. So yes, so this was the thing. So we come to collocations, students. Collocations, the word is little bit tricky, but it's not very difficult. So if you go to page number 36 of your reader book, this book, okay. So if you go to page number 36 of your reader book, you'll find a collocation is a word or a phrase that is often used with another word or a phrase in a way that sounds correct to people, okay, in a way that sounds correct to people, because we have been using it since time immemorial. And that's the reason we find it very right when we speak that. If you speak another word with that, we find it very odd with the, we find it very odd with our ears. So that is, while hearing we find it very odd. That is what I want to say. Okay. So people who have spoken the language all their lives but not be expected from the meaning. So the example is, I know it's being a little complicated, it's the example is making the bed. So have you ever, you know creating a bed, do we say that? Do we say me, when you get up in the morning and then you have to make your bed because it's all wrinkled, right? So what do we say to that thing? The whole process of doing the bed right, that process is called as making the bed, okay. But because people have been using making and bed and with the together, so it sounds right, okay. So this is collocations, when two or more words are often used together, so they sound like right to the native English speakers, people who have been speaking English from a very long time. And we as Indians have been speaking English for a very long time, more than 500 years. Britishers ruled over us for almost 200 years or something. And then before that also, English was already introduced. So English is not a foreign language to Indians. English is become our own language. So even we are the native speakers, we can call ourselves as native speakers of English. So if don't say make your bed, but if I say create your bed, that sounds wrong to the people, right? Because we have the habit of listening to making your bed, right? Then we have do the homework. What do teachers say to y'all? Do your homework. What do parents or your tuition teachers or classes teachers say? They say do your homework. They don't say make your homework. So if I someday or the other, if I come to y'all and I say make your homework, it will sound so wrong. Then this is not collocation. Collocation is a set of words that are used together that sounds right to the people who speak English. So we'll just go to the examples somewhere here. Yes. So you see, making a bed, doing homework, saving time. We don't say reducing time, because saving and time go well with each other. So two, three words going well with each other is called as collocation. Doing the dishes. Yeah, some people say washing the dishes also. Yeah, that's, that's correct at some point, but the correct phrase is doing the dishes, okay? And giving someone advice. We can't say lending advice, we can't say talking advice. We give advice. So give an advice and someone in between go well with each other, right? Okay, so this is just the, what we say is revision. This is just the revision, students. So I want you to comment down if you all have any other problem. Okay, so I want you all to comment down. So this was lesson number 4, the luncheon, and it's written by W. Somerset Maugham. Okay, okay. I hope everything is freshened up now in your minds. So, yes. So, if you observe in the same lesson, the luncheon, you in the writing part you'll find page number 37. You'll find the narrator of the story was a little too short of being embarrassed in front of the guests and people at the restaurant because he had less money. Suppose he would fall short of money, it would be an insult for him, because the restaurant was a five-star hotel, a luxurious hotel, and it would be so insulting in front of everyone, the manager, the waiter, and the people, that he wouldn't forgive himself. So this was the condition. So what they have given you a situation. So we all have gone through some embarrassing moments in our lives. Those stomach crunching means very fearful, the time when you feel very embarrassed, that time when you feel like, oh, everyone is watching you, and you are so embarrassed, sorry. That is stomach crunching. Churning, sorry, not crunching, I'm so sorry, I just read it wrong. It's churning moments have taught us a lot. Lessons like to be more careful, to be prepared, and not to lose our cool and composure under stress. So this is the whole situation that is given to you. Write an essay about the most embarrassing moment in your life. So you have to write an essay about the most embarrassing moment in your life. If anything has not happened, any embarrassing moment has not happened yet, so what you can do is you can write an imaginary essay also, that will also be appreciated. But it shouldn't be a Google search, students. I don't want a Google search, because I check, I put or whatever you have written, the first line I put it on Google, and if it is whole thing is matching, the whole matter is matching, I come to know that it is a copy paste. Okay, so don't do copy paste. Just you can get inspired from such stories, and you can write your own story in that. You can, being inspired is different, and copying altogether is a different thing. So I want you to write an essay. The essay will be more than, if it is one and a half page is more than enough. Okay, no need to write a lot in that, right? So now we come to lesson number, okay, I'll just check it, students. Yeah. Yes, so we have a letter writing. So it is lesson number 5, that is the diamond necklace. Okay, written by Guy de Maupassant. So it's the diamond necklace, and I'll just show you two letters. Yeah, these are the two letters. So this is the first letter, students, Navyug apartments and all, and this is the second letter. So this, students, why I'm showing you these two letters, because both the format is correct. Both formats are correct. So if you observe in this particular letter, you see everything is written towards the left hand side. So the address is written towards the left hand side, the salutation is written towards the left hand side, and if you see, just I'll put my window small, so that, yeah. So if you see, hope the whole body, and then at the end, hope to see you soon, yours lovingly, Sakshi or Saksham. So the whole thing is written on the left hand side. It's very easy. The address, the salutations, the body, and the ending thing, that is, your yours lovingly, yours respectfully, and the name is written on left hand side. So why I'm showing this, because this is the pattern that CBSE follows. So you have to use this pattern. Nothing is right or nothing is wrong if you use this pattern also. I'll explain you about this also. This is also correct. When I was in school, we used to use this pattern where the address is written towards the left and everything has come towards the sorry, address is written towards the right and everything has come towards the left. And respected, hope to see you soon, Aditi, this thing also we used to write on the right hand side. So address used to be on right hand side, and hope to see you soon, Aditi, or whatever used to be on right hand side. Okay, so this was a pattern that we used to follow, but that's like 10 years back, 12 years back. So now everything has been changed, right? So you see students over here in this format. This is what the CBSE follows, and this is what we also have to follow, right, students? So we have to follow this. So if you write in this manner also, I'll not give you wrong, or nobody has a right to give it wrong, but I'll prefer 99% times that you write it in this way. Okay, that Navyug Apartments format, right? Next, if I go, you see this. So what is different over here and here? Nothing is a big change. Just over here, if you see, the address is written towards the left hand side, but here the address is written towards the right hand side. Then the salutations, dear Maya, is written towards the left again, and then the whole body is written towards the left, and then hope to see you soon, Aditi, is also written towards the left. Both the formats are correct, but most accepted format is this format, right? Okay, hope you have understood, students. Then we'll go just further. Yes, aphorism. So what is aphorism and how does this come into picture? So in this same page number 55, if you observe, lesson number, this is the diamond necklace by Gide Mopso, the same lesson. So if you observe in page number 55, discussion. So there's this line given: pride goeth before a fall. Goeth means pride goes before a fall. Discuss with your partner. So now if you don't have a partner obviously now, so you'll be discussing it with yourself. That means you'll be thinking, racking your own brains, partner, how the aphorism, so I'll explain you what aphorism is, holds true by quoting examples from real life. Sketch a profile of a person who is in vain. So the thing here, first, just jumping on to write or sketch a profile of a person, first we'll understand what is aphorism, and later on I'll be telling you, students, that whether you have to write it or no. Okay, we'll be writing it, but not now, not today, not as an activity, but in general we'll just discuss. So aphorism is a brief statement that expresses a general principle about life. So a whole life experience is written in one sentence. So that is like, a brief statement that expresses a big life example. So usually the one only the sentence, usually only one sentence long. So it is only one sentence long, and it covers a very big life lesson, right? For example, honesty is the best policy, told by Benjamin Franklin, right? So honesty is the best policy. That means honesty is the best thing that you can have. Honesty is the best thing that you can have. Okay, nothing can be very good if you're honest. Okay, nothing can beat you if you are honest. So this is a very, this is a life experience. This is a long life experience that Benjamin Franklin has quoted in one sentence, that's it. So what is the, so why this quote, pride goeth before a fall, they goeth before a fall? So if you observe, students, in this what we say in this lesson, the diamond necklace, Madame Loisel was a little greedy. She was a greedy kind of a person. She was married. So I'm just giving you a backstory so that you understand what is aphorism and what is the meaning of pride goeth before a fall. So this is a phrase from Bible. So it's written, Proverbs 16, 18. That is a that this is just basically a phrase. So we'll just concentrate on this, because pride goeth before a fall. Before a fall means only pride goes before destruction. So what had happened? So I'll explain you the backstory. I know y'all, it's been a long time. Y'all have forgotten y'all have forgotten everything that was explained in the diamond necklace. So what had happened in diamond necklace, that Madame Loisel was married to a clerk, and she wanted to live a very lavish royal life, because her friend, one of the friend, was very very rich, and she wanted to live a lifestyle like that. And she never went for outings with her husband, and she was very very sad. She was very lonely. She wanted a big house like a palace, and then she wanted people to work for her. She wanted a costly furniture. She wanted expensive curtains. She wanted quail is a kind of a like chicken, then there's like quail. So quail is a kind of eatable thing. It's also a bird like a chicken only. She wanted that for breakfast. So she had this big big dreams, but then her husband was a clerk who could not afford even a little even little costly things. So one day what happened, then they went, an invitation of ball had been received by her husband, and then they decided to go to the ball. And then she borrowed a necklace of her friend who was from the upper class, upper rich. She was a very rich lady, and she had all this. So she saw this diamond necklace, and it was very beautiful. And then when Madame Loisel put it around her, she was looking fabulous. And then they went to the ball party. They enjoyed a lot, and when they came back, they saw that there was no necklace around her neck. It was lost. And then she had to sell everything, because the necklace was extremely costly. She had to make a replica, make a duplicate of that necklace, and give it to Madam, her friend, that is Madame Forestier, right? And then the whole thing is like, she lost everything. The little house that she had, a maid that she had, everything she lost. So this is what it means, that pride goeth before a fall. So her, all the pride that she had, that she's very beautiful, her hands are very dainty, and she cannot work and all that pride was gone. And the destruction that came was like, they had to sell everything to repay for the loan that they had taken to purchase the necklace, because they had to take a heavy loan, because the necklace was extremely expensive, students. And then later in the end, we also come to know that the necklace was an artificial necklace. It was not the real necklace that was made by sorry that was taken, that was borrowed by Madame Loisel, by Madame Forestier. That also we come to know. And then her, her life was just shaken. So this is the meaning, that if you have pride, it will one day, the pride will just just go before a destruction is going to happen if you are proudy. So this is the meaning. So this was a revision from chapter 1 to chapter 5. Okay students, so we have revised from chapter 1 to chapter 5, right? So on the grasshopper and the cricket, Uncle Podger hangs a picture, Ozymandias, and a birthday letter by Jawaharlal Nehru. All these things we'll be doing later on, students. So I want you to stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you haven't pressed the bell icon, please press it. If you haven't watched the video till the end, please watch the video till the end, so that you do not miss out any important point. Okay students, so I'll I'll stop right now. I hope you had enjoyed your days in the lockdown. I know it was not enjoyable, but still, we tried to make every second enjoyable for y'all. And I hope everything is good, well with you. Everything is superb, and you are enjoying the newness. You are enjoying the change, because if we don't enjoy the change, we'll become depressed. So instead of being depressed, like everything is changed, nothing is the same, so we should accept change and we should enjoy. Okay, students, so we'll meet in the next video. Till then, take care. Take a very good care of yourself and your family. Do not step out of your house. Wear a mask if you are stepping out, and wear gloves, carry a sanitizer, and always, and try maximum not to step out, try maximum to stay at home, and wash your hands regularly, sanitize everything if at all anything has come from outside to inside of your house. Anyway, thank you students for listening to me. Thank you students for listening to this revision part carefully and understanding it. Okay students, so we'll meet in the next video. Okay students.